Gonna do some other videos. I did buy a new camera. It's a Sony Handycam. Not too impressed with it. The other camera I was using was my Canon picture taking camera, and I actually think that shoots a little better video than this one. I was going to return this camera, but I don't want to spend more than $300 on a camera anyhow, so we're going to keep it. So if you think the quality of the video sucks compared to my other one, please give me some feedback. Alright, got it all laid down. I'm going to wash my hands, because I reuse those seasoning shakers and I don't want to get them dirty. Threw my towel over here last time. I was wondering where it went. Alright, just a quick little wipe up. We'll clean that better later. Alright, like I said again, I'm going to make sure I use 50% of this seasoning on this side of meat. So I'm just going to go ahead and start shaking. And as you're shaking the seasonings on, they will separate in your shaker. So you want to make sure you get them kind of evened out again. And you'd be surprised how much goes on each side. You know, when I do it the first time, I'll kind of just do a light coating over everything to make sure I get seasoning on everything. And then I'll look at how much seasoning I got left, and then I'll decide on how much more to go. See, I probably got about down to here yet. So I probably got about a third more of this half to use. So I go everything a second time. You know, then they say the thicker your slice is, the longer it's got to cure. With a slice this thick, I'll let it cure in the fridge for 24 hours. A little bit more. But I don't put my mignonette pepper, I only do that on one side. A little more maybe before half it's used up. Yeah, I know some's falling in between the meat and the cutting board and stuff like that, so you do lose some. But once I flip the meat over, it'll hopefully pick some of that up again. I'd say it looks like about half. Now it sucks again, flipping everything over. But it goes a little quicker because you already got it positioned and you're not peeling slices apart from each other. You just kind of, once I get on camera again, you'll see how I just use both hands. Always working fast. I got my Ziploc bag ready, had all my stuff out ready. So once this is all seasoned, I'll be able to just grab my bag and throw it right in the bag, throw it in the fridge for 24 hours. Be patient with me, I'm almost there. This will probably end up being a two-part video. Oops, I think I flipped that one twice. Alright, there we go. Give my hands a quick wash. You know what I suppose a person could do is wrap your seasoning shaker in some saran wrap so you don't get any. You know, with beef you don't have to be as careful as pork and chicken, turkey, fish. You know, beef is one of your less, you know, diseased meats. You know, you're not going to find salmonella and stuff in beef. Working fast. I got planned today for the Traeger is a center cut pork loin roast bone in. It's off the large end of the pork loin, which I like because it has that seam and stuff where the blade bone kind of comes into play off the pork butt. So it's got a little more intermuscular fat for flavor. I'm going to do that on the Traeger today. I doubt I shoot a video on that. That's just a simple little pork roast. But you can see how much seasoning I got left. Make sure I got everything. Then I also have a 3-pound bone-in prime rib roast that I'm going to do tomorrow after the jerky. So right now it's 10:45, so this jerky will be on. I'll probably put it on, at 10:30, cook for 4.5 hours, and once that's done, then the prime rib roast will go on. I use my Traeger every weekend. Sometimes I find myself just staying home so I can do something on the Traeger instead of doing other stuff. I'm going to do a buckboard bacon. I've seen people call it on YouTube. I'm going to do it as I call it cottage bacon. That's a cured pork shoulder. I did one before and that was just excellent. It's a lot like bacon except it's leaner. So you can see how much I ended up, how everything's covered really good. Sorry for going off camera here. There we go. It's all used up. Of course some pieces got a little more than others, but once you throw it in the bag I kind of work it around a little bit. Now I'm going to give it my own little spice, my mignonette pepper, which reminds me I need to get on Penzeys online and order me some more spices. Once you become a customer at Penzeys, they send you a catalog 4 or 5 times a year, and then you get a customer number, and you just enter that customer number in, and it makes ordering really easy. Let's just give everything a quick little push. Alright, let's get it picked up, put in the fridge, right into the Ziploc. "24 hours from now, I will throw it on the smoker. Stay tuned. Into the fridge it goes. Alright, it's been 24 hours. I just got all the jerky laid out on the Traeger. I'm going to cook on smoke using hickory. Let's take a look. You can see how discolored or dark the meat got while it was curing. It's tough to get all 3 1/4 pounds on that rack, the thickness I have it sliced. We're going to smoke it for about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. It's 11:30 now. It's about 50-degree ambient temp outside. Alright, it's been 1 hour and 40 minutes on the beef jerky. I haven't opened it since I put it on. See how it's starting to shrink up quite a bit. I'll let go for another 2 hours. Alright, it's been 3 hours on the beef jerky. Haven't opened it up since the last shot. Let's take a peek. Oh yeah, it's shrinking up quite a bit. Put in smaller pieces of test. I think I'm going to let it go probably another 15 minutes, 20 minutes here. We'll call it good. Alright, here's the jerky after 3.5 hours. I like to throw it in a Ziploc and then throw it in the fridge before I cryovac it in however big of packages. 3.5 hours.